So unproductive.
1 hour.
Yeah. All right. You are listening to episode 193 of Paper Player. I'm your host, Tony, joined with both Josh and JB. Jeff might be on his way, but I heard he was trying to find his 35th lightning bolt, so I'm not sure what it's for, but good for him.
It's probably the alt art one from the what's the newest alt art? I don't even know. 'Cause
Lightning
they print
bolt?
that thing so many times,
Let's take a look.
right? I mean, I wanted to say the stupid kick one from Street Fighter, but I know that's nowhere near the newest.
Bolt?
It's like 4 years old by now.
Bro, it's this one. The arc.
Oh, right.
Then we got
right.
this
the
one.
Bolas. The Fibble Thip gamer.
This one.
Hey, he's here, back from black bordering his white bordered lightning bolt.
Nice.
Yeah, you want to make them look like their beta. Jeff is with us. All right. Show started, so we're good to go. Man, they make lightning bolt every. They print like 6
That's
lightning
what I'm
bolts
saying,
a year.
dude. They print 1 million.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Oh yeah, there's that one too. The one that had a big art version, the Secret Lair Showdown.
Yeah.
21. Number 21.
Yeah, it's the
really
Christopher
good one.
Rush art.
This
No.
Strixhaven
Go
Rangers
up,
are the
up,
best
up.
ones. This
Up,
lightning
up.
beta.
You're actually
There.
the
One
best
more.
one is just a base.
Secret Lair Gen Con's pretty cool.
Or the judge foil ones.
No, not
Yeah,
that
Judge
one.
Foils are
Not
pretty
that one.
cool.
Not that. That one. Showdown.
I'll
The top one.
Get
37.
that
That
lame
one's
ass
great.
bolt out of here.
Look at all these
37 is
bolts.
good.
These are the best bolts.
No.
Beta's just the best.
Christopher Rush, baby, it looks so clean. Yeah.
This
All right.
Strixhaven ones
The,
are super cool, though.
They
the
are
bolt
fresh.
from Strixhaven is so sick. Look at that thing. That thing is great.
This one?
Yeah.
Or is it like a little wizard?
Like a skull. There's a skull, yeah.
I know, but that's
Yeah,
what's
that's
casting it.
Yeah, it doesn't
Doesn't
look
matter.
like
It's
a
like
bolt to me.
Bug.
It's like
It's
a
a lightning bug. It's a lightning bug.
That's pretty
it's
tight.
Like a monk.
I don't know. It's got antennas right here, dude.
That looks like what happens after you get the
Like a
Nicol Bolas
paper,
Chalupa box.
A lightning bug, bro.
It's like a paper demon.
Lightning bug, lightning bolt.
No, it's like a paper demon. They got the little paper guys flying around them.
Oh, that is 100% a lightning bug.
No way.
All right, I'm off it.
I don't know. I'm all about it.
All right.
Those are my favorite bolts. They're sick.
We got a lot to talk about today. A lot of things happened in the last 24 hours, to be honest. We got the pre-release coming up this weekend. We got Secret Lair Deadpool, which was announced today and sold, probably selling out. Actually, not selling out. We're going to talk about some Twitch stats, which not good for Magic, but that is what it is.
Yeah.
We're going to look at the modern metagame because we're going to talk about the ban list. And then we got some stuff to talk about SpongeBob. Because, boy, oh boy, did they print a card that we weren't expecting.
SpongeBob.
Yeah. And then if we have time, we'll go over some of the April Fool's things.
I got three command towers in mine.
Brutal.
Well,
Well, now you'll always have a command tower.
I have 3 that I didn't open, though. I have 3 sealed ones. I have a bundle I didn't open.
That's
Yeah.
not even low.
What do you do? It's supposed to be rare. Like, that's the whole idea
Like the
about
Man
them.
Evolved from the Fallout
Oh, no,
ones.
more like the
It's a little
persistent
less.
petitioners, or like the
Yeah, exactly.
persistent petitioner, relentless rats kind of thing.
Hmm. Even the dismember's like $150 because it just has my leg on it. But with that being said, we have Tarkir pre-release coming up this weekend, which is exciting. I don't know if you guys have chosen which clan you're gonna go with.
I did. It's
Yeah.
called work.
I finals this week.
Oh, it's this weekend?
Yeah.
You going, Tony?
No, I picked up
finals
some.
this
I picked up some overtime, so I'm excited to play it on Magic Online though when it comes out.
Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll go to pre-release.
Yeah, that's a good move. I would suggest.
Someone should for the podcast.
I would either pick Jeskai or
Teamer,
Teamer, yeah.
junk. Is what I picked Teamer or junk, depending on how I felt in the morning.
Yeah, Abzan.
Jeskai. Jeskai is cool. I'd pick Jeskai.
This guy's always a tough color though.
Jeskai is always bad.
The problem is you think I'm going and picking the color for whether it's good or bad in the set. I'm just picking it.
Abzan's awesome. You
That's
can go.
the
You can
color
go. You can go
combo I
tall or wide. It's probably not the best color. It's probably Sultai, to be honest with you. It's probably always Sultai. They get the cool stuff, but Abzan. It might even be a 4-color. You might even be playing 4 colors because it's just how these things work out. Especially now that they made, they made the hybrid card not as hard to cast. So, you just have to
Rebel
expect.
choose Naya.
Yeah, exactly. Be nuts. I have no trial ends at match, but yeah. All right, with that, that is coming out this weekend. It's going to be a fun time. I think this set's really awesome. This card that we went over the last 2 weeks, there is a bunch of stuff that is just great. And I don't know how much more else I could say than that. I've been making videos on this stuff. It is cool, but man, it's just the set feels really loaded in comparison to Aether Drift. But yeah, I don't know, it's just a lot of cool stuff for Commander.
I feel
Well,
like
it's
Aether
very,
Drift just came out.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it kind of did. It's only been a month, man.
Well, there's 6 standard sets a year, so if you think about it, there's got to be one every 2 months. So the release schedule's a coming. It's coming quick. So as soon as you open up your packs at the pre-release, you're going to be seeing Final Fantasy spoilers dropping by. Like as you're like, what are these new cards? I haven't cast these yet. You're gonna be like, all right.
Not wrong.
Yeah. So
Oh my God.
that's just the way it is. Keep us in the media, keep us pumped, and they got a little bit of uphill battle with Final Fantasy. Like it's going to be a hard set to get, so that's going to make people angry, and then it's also going to be an expensive set for standard. So double whammy, which actually kind of leads into this a little bit later. But did you guys play any Magic this week?
Who's going first?
You.
Where's the
Me?
cricket noise?
Me?
Yes, JBU. No, the other
Oh
JB.
man, I had so much fun this week. You guys are going to be talking about all these new things. I went back in time with my Legacy deck.
Oh,
I,
nice.
Yeah, I played Standstill in
I
Legacy.
literally was just about to say stand still. No
Yeah,
lie, dude.
Oh my
Played
god. Is
Standstill.
it good? Is it good still?
I did pretty okay. I mean,
Okay. So
What does this mean?
I did pretty okay.
it's not great, but it's
you-
fun.
Did you go even Stevens or did you do better?
I went even Stevens.
Okay, 2-2. Did you start off 0-2 and then played against
There it is. I
Shoes?
found
No,
how to do
no,
it.
no,
I
no,
figured it
no,
out. I figured it out.
You can choose.
In round one, I played against Blue Black Reanimator.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really
Wow.
close. It was a really close game one. I won. Game two, they swept me, and then game three, it was really close. We fought over one reanimate on a Atraxa, and he got through because I sequenced things wrong and forgot that I should have been playing to my out. Because I got to pop Standstill so many times. I drew so many free cards off of that.
How many Bowmasters did you deal with?
0.
You got lucky.
Nah, dude.
Nice.
Nah, dude.
Pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. In this
So, in our game three, it was really close, and I screwed up, and I could have won if I would have played to my out. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Game two, I was playing one of Jace the Mind Sculptor in the deck, which is like nobody plays that.
That card's like comically bad, but when nobody's expecting it, it's like,
Oh
oh
no!
no.
Hits the field and you're like, fuck.
I landed it, and my opponent was like, "What does that do?"
That's a wild thing to hear.
And he was playing Blue Black Reanimator.
This must be a new
I
kid.
ended up fate sealing him and winning the
So you're
game.
like, you
Is
must be
all.
like 18 or something, is what I would have said.
Dude. You must have felt ancient when that was.
So it's like, what does that do?
When I got to alt with it, I was
This
so
could be-
happy.
I have a story to tell.
And I was
This
like,
reminds
he's
me-
like, well,
Yeah.
because it's in Japanese. He's like, what does the alt do? And I'm like, you take your deck and your graveyard and you exile them. And he goes, okay. And I said, you put your hand into your deck. He went, oh. We'll go to the next game.
I want to preface this by like we were both like 10, but like we were at F&M and like Jeff was playing against the guy's name was Hans, and the guy was like, I'll play Bop, and then Jeff was like, what is that? And John was like, have you ever played Magic the Gathering before?
Yeah.
Dude, I was a kid. I had never seen a Birds of Paradise before.
Yeah.
But so I got to
That's
play
how good you
that.
must have felt.
That's crazy.
I was playing a one of Wandering Emperor. I was playing 2 Shark Typhoons. And this is the best. So
That sounds really good with Standstill.
It is.
I won. It is.
It's awesome.
I won That's why you play it. And Eternal Dragon. Is that what it is?
The
Timeless
is,
Dragon.
time,
Timeless
no,
Dragon.
the,
That's an old card.
no,
Wow.
You're thinking of
Dragon
you're thinking of Eternal Dragon. He's talking about the Timeless Dragon, the new one that
The one
has.
that eternalizes.
Yeah, that it
Oh.
makes
Yeah,
four. It's
and
the same
he
card.
He said Eternal Dragon. He said Eternal
Sorry.
Dragon.
I
I'm
meant
sorry.
Timeless Dragon.
Yeah.
Because it's
I
the
know
one
what
that
you
you can eternalize, so that way you don't actually have to cast any cards. You just get a 4/4 flyer.
Yep.
Were you playing Mutavault?
No.
No man,
So-
it's not a wasteland format.
I was playing a Wastelands. I was playing Wastelands, which was great.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Round 2, I beat him. And then round 3, I played against a guy playing. What's the enchantment deck called? Enchantress.
Yes.
Which is the
Yes.
enchantment deck, Enchantress. It was really good because, everyone knew I was on Stasis doing some weird bullshit.
Yep.
And he landed the 3-mana Enchantress, whatever that one is called. I forget. You know what I'm talking about. It's like 3 mana, 1/2.
3 mana 1/2.
Isn't it called Enchantress?
No. There's
Oh no,
there's
it's a 2 mana, 1/2.
oh, that's Argothian Enchantress.
Yeah.
No.
Is it got
I'm talking about
Shroud?
The
The white
1/2 that is an enchantment. It's
Oh, Sylvis, the new one from
Yeah, the white
Modern
one.
Horizons 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sithis
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
So he had that, and he came in for an attack on turn 3, and then on turn 4, I left up mana to counter his spells, and then on turn 4 he attacked again, and I had a Snapcaster. I played 2 Snapcasters, so I cast the Snapcaster, blocked, and he went, "Oh, I just lost my whole engine." It's like, "Oh, this is so good."
Dude, like randomly good cards that nobody talks about. It's so funny.
Yeah, it was killing me. I was just like, "Oh, this is perfect."
There you go.
Yeah, Sithis.
Yeah.
But it felt so good to block his Sithis. I was like, "Oh man, you just lost everything."
Yeah. It is
Uh,
amazing.
Yeah, he was playing like some weird Enchantress where it plays Helm of the not host, Helm of whatever.
Obedience?
Yeah, Obedience.
Is
The
that
Rest in Peace combo one?
Yep,
yeah, he's
yeah,
gotta
you
be
play
he's
Rest
gotta have a rest in peace to just kinda end the game. That way you're not sitting there dicking around trying to like attack people, and
Yeah,
getting
but-
your
you
stuff fatal push. You're just like you're dead now. Go.
Yep.
Remember when their old plan was just to stall until they casted Emrakul?
I don't remember that plan. I always remember
Oh, that was
the
way back when like Belcher was still red-green.
I thought that was maybe. I remember them specifically doing
Emrakul plan.
I don't remember that one. I only remember them playing Opalescence. Where they're
I
just
never
like
played
Oh
that
yeah,
one.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was way before
Guys.
that was like before. Hang on, but you came out when Emrakul came out.
I know, and it was still on Opalescence list because they were just like elephant grass, and they would just play like a bunch of stuff, and they'd be paying for the elephant grass, and be like, all right, one turn Opalescence, one shot. You're like, oh, right, like because you couldn't do everything had shroud, so you couldn't do anything because of the Sterling Grove. They would just go animate everything. You're like, oh,
It
fuck,
may
I'm
have
dead.
been like Theros then when it got the one that taps to add a mana for each enchantment you have.
Well, that always existed.
Maybe that-
Sarah Sanctum. That exists. Like that's
Right.
played in the deck. But
But yeah,
I
so
don't-
The time period I'm referring to is when it was GP Columbus, like, God, what was that,
2014.
Yeah, and that was back when, like, I was playing Merfolk in Legacy, Josh was playing Belcher,
yeah,
Goblins and Elves were still
Wait,
real
hang on.
decks back then.
I'm thinking GP Richmond. Sorry, GP Columbus was like 2010.
yeah, that might.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
2011
Emrakul might have
maybe.
just came out. So I remember a lot of
Yeah.
people playing a ton of like. I mean, it was Legacy, right? Everybody was playing like the list that they've been playing for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Yeah.
when the Natural Order deck existed, like, hard. Like, that's when that deck, like, first made its breakout.
Yeah, Vengevine came out at the same time. So
Yeah.
Vengevine,
natural order. You mean where you would just go natural order progenitus?
you could
Yep.
do that.
And Rock's Warmonk was a legacy
Yeah.
card.
Oh yeah, dude, it was when Survival of Vengevine was out. That was like a
Fantastic.
nightmare for that
So
format because
good.
everybody's just like Survival of the Fittest, and then you're like, oh, what does that do? You're like, check out these 3 Vengevines, and you're like, all right, Basking Root Well, Basking Root Well. You're like, oh, I'm dead. You're like, check this out, and everybody's like, ugh. This is before like New Fire Exia, so like they didn't have surgical extraction, so like you had to play like real you had to play real graveyard removal. You couldn't just be like, I'll just splash this card for everything,
They
Well, they were playing Fairy Macabre and stuff like that. it.
Layla and the Void existed.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. But like, you're not walking into like you're not like. Here's the thing about survival. The best part is it's a toolbox deck. So you're like, oh, you played Leyline. I'll cycle one card to go get the destroy target enchantment card. GG's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why Fairy Macabre is pretty popular.
That's always that card's always awesome, and you get
It's
people
still
so
good now. I
well-
mean, people go in and out from surgical to fairy because if they want something that's uncounterable from like a Daze deck,
Yeah.
you know,
You
you
play
just play
Fairy.
Fairy Macabre and go, yeah, whatever, I don't care.
People forget about that card. Like that card slips people's minds all the time, and then you're just like, they're like, you didn't thought
That's
me.
a really cool
Yeah.
name.
Macabre. Yeah.
Macabre.
Yeah.
You can pronounce it either way.
Yeah.
You know,
You
that-
play any
there's, like,
Magic,
no-
Josh?
No, official pronunciation.
But yeah,
Who,
I don't know,
me?
really fun.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
I
Love playing an old deck.
the-
I'll probably
I
do it
played,
again.
I played the line simulator. Does that count as Magic?
I mean,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
depends
it
what
would.
Magic is.
Where you
Yeah.
wait in the secret layer line for
Yeah.
like an hour, and then you get down to like 20 minutes, and all of a sudden it adds another 40.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, like there's always like every Tuesday.
Secret layer drop every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, and then it's 9. It happens at 9 a.m. Eastern time, or sorry, West Coast time. So whatever your time zone is in relationship to that, you just need to be available on Twitter at like, or Blue Sky or whatever the hell you use at like 10:50, because then the announcement drops, and then everybody gets like in, and the very least you can do is log in, see what it is. You don't like the product, jump out. But like,
Yep.
that's the secret. It's like people just get caught with their pants down too often. I was the same way. Like, I didn't really care for the SpongeBob thing, and then like Josh was like, "I'm in the SpongeBob," and I was like, "All right, fuck it, I'll get SpongeBob." And then like,
I got it because I figured it was gonna like sell out right away.
it did. It's officially sold out, and I think it's whatever remaining copies existed as soon as that counterspell got announced, because there was still yeah. So there are 2 counterspells in there. You get the base set one. Whoops. Right here, which is not altered in any way, which is you can still get a foil and so forth. And then they have a really rare one, which does the online alternating uppercase, lowercase, like making fun like this is the
Counterspell.
this is the way that you make fun of people online. So,
That's where that meme. That's where that text originated from. was
Yeah.
that meme.
so it's very funny that this year, and that counterspell is man, is it going for a pretty penny.
Yep.
Like $1,100.
Yeah, it's really hard to get, and
There was one sold on Facebook for 700.
yeah. So
Oh, my bad. Sorry, $700 for a
That's like-
fucking counterspell.
It's like it'll like drop. I presume it'll stabilize at like 300-400 bucks.
yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, I think the internet is like overreacting because they're like, I didn't know
There's
this.
always someone who's got $1,000 to throw at Magic cards. There's always someone who's got
Yeah,
that
yeah,
money.
yeah, all the time, So, yeah, but that's pretty cool with that. They also have 2 other things that came out with it. Oh my god, so many counter spells. The other one was Dismember.
I want the Smothering Tide.
Yeah, everybody, the Smothering Time is amazing.
I would
So-
think that one would be the most expensive one, but it's the sarcastic text that makes the counterspell. makes it
So
more
there's a
expensive.
Dismember with that fish that guy is always yelling my leg, where it's just the weight's crushing his legs. That's pretty good. And then Smothering Tithe. Yeah, this one with Mr. Krabs just saying money, money, money. It's just him laying in a bed of money, which is also pretty great. Yeah, that's very cool. And then there's a command tower in there that's just Bikini Bottom.
It's SpongeBob's house.
Oh yeah, SpongeBob's house. They should have alternated in between the 3 houses. The
Can
Squidward
you at
house.
least Can you not be a boomer?
I mean, I looked at that one was like, I mean, whatever. It could have been the Krusty Krab. It could have been the Chum Bucket. It could have been
It should have been a bunch of different ones. is
Yeah.
what it should have been.
Sandy's Bubble, Patrick's
Right,
Rock,
It should have been Patrick's Rock, Squidward, Squid Thing.
the Tiki Head of yeah. Yeah, that's what it should have been.
It should have been a bunch of different ones, and then like have the rare one be, Krusty Krab or some shit like that.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool too. But so be it. I mean, it's not like they commissioned art for that. They're just They're just
Yeah,
renting
they're just screens, like
screen
little
grabs.
screenshots.
I wonder what I've never seen this
Those are all
episode.
memes.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, it's pretty sick. But I know it's been historic. Can't play these on historic, but yeah,
I did it with the Deadpool thing too. The Deadpool line, I was in long line. I was in line for way longer than
Yeah.
the SpongeBob one.
Well, SpongeBob had like they went down. They went down, remember, and then like they had to like delay it for like 2.5 hours. So I got in that line as soon as like 11th. Like when you messaged it, I got in line. It was like, oh, you're an hour plus wait, and then it stayed an hour plus wait until 1:50 p.m. So I just was like, okay, and then I eventually got through, which is nice. But yeah. Anybody else get any magic in?
I didn't get any magic in, but I attempted a 24-hour stream.
Ooh, how was that?
I made it to 20 hours before like I felt unwell and had to
Dang.
stop.
Yeah, so close.
So yeah, it was like 8 a.m. It was good. The sub goal was 60, and I ended up hitting 72, so that was
Hell yeah, dude.
cool. I had to shave my face into a porn stash, which lasted about a day before I shaved it off because it looked
Nah,
terrible.
you should have kept it longer.
No,
Yeah.
I took a picture, so like there's proof. But yeah, so I'm barefaced now, and I hate it. It's cold.
Yeah, that's why they got
But,
really wonky on us.
My beard already started growing back in, so we're good there.
That's sick, dude.
But it was a lot of fun, man. Like, I enjoy streaming a lot. I look for it. Was kind of a test, too, because I wanted to see if I could do it. So in the future, I can do, like, super long, like, 12-hour, like, limited streams for Magic and stuff like that, and just do a bunch of, like, sealed and draft and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude.
So, looking forward to doing that in the future.
Yeah, it's good,
And
man.
then I did do 2 more cube drafts, and they were fun. Just, would pick a card and be like, I'm going to force this deck and have fun with it, even if I don't make it to the end.
Oh sure, yeah. Cube's always fun for that. I feel that's the coolest part about Cube. Is just like, I don't know, like I feel weird about it more because I guess I'm so accustomed to it because I've just been like trained my mind. But when you buy like a draft online, I know I usually don't, but when you do, it's like $14 for digital products that you can't do anything with. And yeah, it's weird to think of it that way,
That's why I don't mind Cube, because what's cool about Cube is you don't have to go like 3-0 like you do in draft to like kind of earn your money back. Like
Yeah.
you just have to go 2-1, and if you go 1-2, you get reimbursed for half your entry, so it's not like as terrible as like the other ones.
Yeah, of course. So, which is nutty, man. It's how that can feel. But all right, let's go into Secret Layers Deadpool, which was announced today. It's the April Pools Day. It's pretty sick, man. I was not expecting this to come out, but realistically, there's 4 reprints and then a new Deadpool card, which is pretty funny. The Deadpool trading card is the card, what it's called. It's red, black 2 for a 5/3, and then as it enters, you may exchange its text box with another creatures. So this is not an ETB. This is when it enters. So this goes through hexproof. This goes through shroud. This ignores all that, which is really
Nice.
which is really sick.
Which is was flavorful.
Yeah, he just doesn't care. And then so you also get ETBs for the things that you steal. So if you happen to do like a Primeval Titan, you get a Primeval Titan. And then the text box that's remaining is at the beginning of your upkeep. You lose 3 life, so the creature that you've exchanged with gets that. And then also they have pay 3, sacrifice this creature. Each other player draws a card. Now, that's cool. It's hard not to like that.
What is the joke card that
Dude.
this is based off of? Exchange words.
I don't think this is. I mean, this is like fourth wall breaking, right? Like he's literally ripping the
No,
text.
I get
But yeah.
that, but like this is the second card to ever like do this.
Exchange, yeah. So
Yeah,
It was on.
I think it's called exchange word.
yeah, you're right. Infinity. And this is actually a real
Yeah,
card that you can
exchange
play.
of words.
Yeah.
And
This one has
it's
the,
legal, yeah.
yeah, this one has the ETB, and then you 2 target creatures exchange the text boxes and all those. So they keep the power and toughness, but like as Johnny becomes this guy becomes that. So I think it's cool with the Deadpool because this is one of the ways that you can steal people's commanders without actually touching their cards. I'm a really big fan of that. I like how that's like designed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The card's cool.
They still can cash their. They have to sacrifice and they can cash their commander again.
Yeah, of course. Like the idea would be like steal an expensive commander, so it costs 3 mana to do that. Like right, like, and just be that's the way you would go about it, you know. Or there's like I like the idea of
It's a fancy imprison in the moon or whatever.
yeah.
It's a nice imprisonment in the moon.
Well, it's like if you're playing like
not oppressive.
well, if you're playing against tier grid, you're like, all right, I have a tier grid now, and now you have to do something to figure this out. And I think tier grid, when they sack something, you get it.
Yep.
So like, it's a nice little FU tier grid, and then I like other legendaries that you can take, like
I think the commander gets around T-Grid though, because T-Grid puts it into exile, and then you can just choose to put it into your command center.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, but yeah, so I like the idea that like they give everybody else has to draw a card, so everybody gets ahead for them giving up their creature. I mean, 3 life's not that much, but losing the text box is everything to a lot of decks, so that's cool. So like taking someone's shield red is nice. You know?
Black red is quickly becoming my favorite color combination.
Yeah, they have wonky effects. They've just been kind of doing that for the last couple of years, where like their effects are like the red black theme has always been like sack, and then like discard. But they've changed it up in the last couple of like sets where like unique mechanics are coming to them, which makes them have like interesting things. Especially like the last one that I can remember is the 99 or 98 lands deck in One World Fire plus that otter. It's like, oh, okay, this is goofy,
It
but
wasn't an otter.
Not an otter, it's a
It's a
weasel.
lizard.
oh my
Oh,
god,
no, look, it's a weasel.
is it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
God, it
Oh
looks
my God,
Cruel
come
claw.
on.
Cruel
Yeah.
claw.
Was weasel? It must be the only thing that's a weasel in that set.
Good. Weasels are fucking terrible.
All right, some hate there. right.
Weasels are terrible.
The other 4 cards that come into it are Deadly Rollick, which shows Deadpool riding a unicorn, killing Cable. Saw It in Half, where it's Deadpool cutting himself in half, which is quite funny. Blasphemous Act, which is it just him with the Infinity Gauntlet? Dude, I did not look at these arts. These are so sick.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
We
brilliant.
got the Infinity Gauntlet earlier, boys.
Wow, man.
We're ahead of
I
time.
think, I think
there's one other card.
I have-
Yeah, there's the Vandal Blast, where it's
Yeah,
him
the Vandal Blast.
shooting a Black
Yeah,
Lotus
yeah,
through the
yeah.
legs.
Funny.
Chandra. That's so awesome.
like that immediately goes into my Dragon's Approach deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so awesome, dude. This is like I don't know. They just did it.
Wait,
I know,
who's the
that's-
person in the back? Like,
It's
is that Mephisto?
I can't. No, I don't know who that is.
Or is that Doctor Strange?
It's hard to say. Like I was trying. Oh, I can't look at it any deeper. I was trying to figure that out. Someone will know. Somebody tell us. We don't know. We're dumb.
Damn it, you just zoomed away.
What? You're trying to look at it? I can look at it.
Was trying to make my screen bigger.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just hard because it looks like they have blonde.
Doctor Strange.
Well, they got blonde hair. I guess it looks like Doctor Strange. I don't know. There could be. It could be.
That's why I said, like, I mean, Mephisto doesn't have blonde hair, but he has that same stupid cape.
Yeah, the big long. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. I think you're right. It's probably Doctor Strange. Yeah. So the like the cards I already like in here. Like Blasphemous Act's a great one. Deadly Rollick doesn't hurt to have more copies of that card. And then the Deadpool is actually like I like that card. It's interesting. I feel like it's gonna be when this gets out, everybody's gonna have a Deadpool deck. So
Everybody's gonna have a Deadpool.
yeah. Which also means that to celebrate April Fool's Day, all I think they were announcing that like all the the WPN stores are going to get copies as well too. So on April 25th, they'll be at your WPN stores.
Hey, it's my birthday.
Yeah, fucking awesome.
I'm 1 day older than Tony.
Woo! So yeah, and they said it would be April 25th. I just hope that WPN stores don't gouge, like sell it as retail. I mean, which I hope they do.
Agreed.
Like if they, I know if let's say this Deadpool's worth $100, it's, I guess it's hard. You just have to like make a mindful, like I can't have a transaction with the Deadpool. I can have a transaction with everything else, but just not the Deadpool. But anyways, yeah.
I hope they making an event to be able to buy them or like win the secret layers or whatever, rather than like let first come first gear.
Yeah.
Get it.
Can you still get these? Is the question. Whatever. All right. But yeah, that was a sick drop. I was not expecting them to do anything from Edge, the April Fool's Day, and I was
They've done
really
it every year. They've done it every year, right?
I don't remember the last year's one.
It was the sarcastic text one.
Yeah,
No,
and
it wasn't.
then was the sarcastic text one, and then there was a year where it was like they were all left-handed.
There
And,
was
like-
the Noah Bradley one too that got like canceled or whatever.
Was that the one with the wiener?
No, it was the one where Noah Bradley.
that
There was
one
the
was
Squire.
amazing.
There was the one with the wiener. There was the one where he painted himself and it was like a squire, and
Yeah.
then he got Me Too'd and they removed it and they replaced it with a Tybalt.
Oh right, yeah,
The white border Tybalt, right?
yeah, the silver
But
border.
some
Baby.
of them snuck through. There are a couple copies of the Noah Bradley Squire.
That's really funny.
Yeah,
It's
they're
like
super rare and super expensive.
yeah. All right, on to the next thing. So MTG Girl announced on Twitter that Magic Twitch views are almost back to pre-arena numbers. It's just failed as an esport because it's priced out its viewer base. She says there's only about the only people that can afford to play are people with 30 plus or 30 plus and then have disposable income, and that's why the MTG viewers are 10 to 15 years older than the average in the gaming industry. Okay. No one wants to watch a game that they can't afford. How do you aspire to be the best when you don't have $300 for an online mana base to even try? Yeah, all right. And then the top.
Don't disagree.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I want to give MTG Nerd Girl a shout out for saying or for using her platform to say what I've been saying since I started the podcast. Is that don't get into this game. It's fucking expensive. And like
Yeah.
and like coverage
Expensive.
sucks. It's like like live paper Magic, like or just watching.
Well, that's the
Magic
problem
sucks. It sucks.
Yeah,
That's why
I like
I've
watching Arena. Arena at least makes it entertaining, but like MTGO and paper Magic coverage sucks.
it's been bad for
I've
years.
just not cared about big events like that. I just go to my
Right.
locals and I hang out with people and we play Magic. That's it.
But I as soon as you sent that in the text, I was like, oh my god, she's right though.
Yeah, I have nothing to argue with her on this point. Like I was trying to find like, actually, and I was like, I have nothing. Like I was like, yeah, she's just right. Like this is the state of the game. And for those who are in franchise like ourselves, we're pot committed, if you will. Like I don't plan on, my motto, never sell, only consume. I will never ever sell. But it's just it's really difficult. That's all. It's just
I feel like obviously right now the game is like they're like the game and like the player base obviously supports and wants the like crossovers, which is something the community has been like
Yeah.
screaming out for like the last 10-15 years, and like I'm okay with it. And like it's not like I know like a year ago I was like 2 years ago I was very vocal about it and how like I don't really care, I won't support it, but now here I am, racing to buy the SpongeBob Secret Layers.
yeah.
And like it's like it is what it is, and like I don't see how it's any different than like going to play Super Smash Brothers or anything like that. And it like you were saying, it is what it is. And like with Magic and in time, like it goes through phases. I'm sure this will like die out in a couple years, 5 years tops. We'll stop seeing it and it'll go back to traditional Magic or whatever, or something new will come along. It's just the phases the game is, but like you have to be realistic with what is happening, and it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. So the one thing I will say, and this is kind of self-inflicted by Magic the Gathering, because they have 3 different avenues that fracture the community. They have MTGO, which is horrible and like it's rough to watch. It's just it looks like Windows 95. You have MTG Arena, which only premieres the newest stuff that's accurate. Like you don't even have a 1-to-1 to Pioneer yet. You don't have a 1-to-1 to Modern, which will not be coming there. So really, if you play Modern, you play on MTGO. And then lastly, we don't have coverage anymore. And then the last fracture is like the majority of the player base, which if you look at the things that are highly watched on YouTube, it is Commander, Commander, Commander. So the avenue from like an esport goes completely against what like Commander stands for. And then the other 3 avenues are just, they're all different. Like so the community is fractured. And then we have formats that are also fractured. Plus like, you can say what you want about COVID, but like things were already on the downswing from there anyways. Like the SUG started like losing money on their ass. Like they were struggling.
Trading was down, an all-time down pre-COVID, even
Yep.
then.
Yep. So, Yeah, it was just it's you know it's I think I treat it like Warhammer, right, or D&D. Like D&D, there are spectacles of D&D, but the people that play D&D, like a lot of them never do anything from like a showman standpoint or esports standpoint.
This is where we like pat ourselves on the back for like making our hobby, making the best of our hobby and giving enjoyment out of it, while not necessarily playing the game and
Yeah,
like being absorbed and like being their like target demographic.
right.
I enjoy being a person in the community. I enjoy making this content, and I enjoy like talking about it, and like
Yeah,
that's really where the value I get from Magic the Gathering now.
for sure, man. Yeah, really good. Well put. All right. But yeah, I just at this point, I don't think the Twitch numbers are going to come back, and that's okay. I think Magic can be clicky, and that's fine.
I think like what we as paper player podcast should do is really drive in getting paper Magic back into stores to play.
I mean,
Like, which is what we've been doing.
yeah,
Like,
push.
it's,
Yeah,
like, focus more on like small community events rather than like Twitch coverage, and then like make people enjoy the community rather than striving to be like a pro. And like any of the pros in Magic will tell you, it's not as lucrative as you think it is. It's not.
Well, I mean, there's
It
some
costs
people
more
who
money
do
at
just
all.
like the challenge, right? And that's
Right.
fine. But
Right,
like,
right.
just because you
Yeah, yeah.
enjoy having some competition doesn't mean you need to be like, I have to go for the biggest.
But that's where you're 100% right too. But I think that is where the biggest disconnect comes with a lot of Magic players, because a lot of Magic players like have that like I need to be the best mentality. You know what I mean? Like Tony, even like look at Tony Coletti on
yeah,
our podcast. He's got that mentality.
Calling him out, huh? He
Yeah.
hasn't played Magic in years.
yeah. I
Get
don't
him outta
really.
here. He's a
Well,
scrub.
here's the problem. If
Yeah,
I show up to play Magic,
Tony also just like humbled himself, and he like just said like I get value from making this content rather than playing anymore. And he's realistic in that he's not going to be a pro or whatever. But, like he has that dream still. He still wants to be it, and he's still going to chase it. But he's realistic with what he's doing with his time and energy in this game.
go over
Sure.
here. 1 second. Keep going, guys.
Tony Mini.
Huh?
Mini Tony.
It's Mini Tony.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well,
Like
I also
said,
feel like
people
it's
just
not
need
all-
to recognize that it's not about it's not about the tournaments. It's about hanging out with people and meeting new people.
It's
That's-
in the. It's in the.
But at the
it's in
same
the
time,
name.
there's nothing wrong with that being what it is to you. Like that's
Right.
the whole point is you should like if I decide that like I'm like I want to be a pro, that's what I want to go for. I should be able to do that at the same time as you can be like I just want to sit and play really wonky decks. And the disconnect comes when like people look at each other and think that you're the problem with the game. Like if I was the fact that I want to be a pro and I look at you and go, you're the reason there's issues because you want to play all these dumb decks. But that's not what it should be. I should be encouraging you to do that while you're also encouraging me to like follow my dream of being a pro or whatever it is.
I
The problem
encourage
is
you.
everybody tries to segregate themselves into different groups of the game when it's like we can all coexist in this game as long as we support each other.
Right. It's
I
like
encourage you to scoop to me.
value.
I'm never
build-
doing
build-
it.
Build the community. Build like Ali was saying on our podcast, like what a year ago. Build your own community, and like we strengthen those communities, and like you'll get that results or whatever. Look at
Yeah.
the community that we've just built in our with us four, and like look how far we've gone. Like we should like train or I think it's like our duty to like help encourage that in our local community.
I think we were kind of blessed with our local community.
Mhm.
Like
Lucky.
our local community is very open and all over the place. Like if there's something in Magic that you
On
want
that,
to do,
baby.
there's always a place in our community where you can do that.
100%. And we should, or well, like not saying that it's not there. I'm saying we should like put our effort into, enforcing that.
Yeah,
Or
there was.
reinforcing that.
I had a small idea that I wanted to do, and it was just basically saying like, Magic the Gathering is the greatest game ever to exist, and I know what I'm saying sounds. I'm incredibly biased on it. But-
There was like a whole thing about that like a couple of years ago. It's touring complete even.
Yeah, it's just it's because there's so many different like. I will say this about Magic: it's hard to get bored of it. I mean, there are aspects where people like come and go and so forth, but it's hard to get bored of it because there are so many different avenues to take. Like if you're bored of
It's
Legacy,
not that you got bored with the game. It's that you got, life like came over. That's why you left.
yeah, most
That's not what he was just saying in general, not just specifically him.
I understand. I was just like commenting, like, that's why people leave the game. It's not because they got bored of it. It's 'cause,
well that
you know,
that
they-
too.
their life or whatever, college or
Yeah,
whatever.
like the drive of like the few pros that are like 40 plus has got to be in like you can count on your hands, right? It's usually like the people that are age range of like 23 to like maybe 33, or and this is not to be insulting. It's individuals that are like Magic is my life. And I want to stay on the gravy train, so I cannot do anything other than this, and this is like my passion, which is great too. But it's also all encompassing. Like to be the best at anything, you have to throw it like everything you have. You have to make sacrifices. And it's like, where do you want to be? Do you want to be a pro, and then all of a sudden you're like 42 years old, and you're like, I don't know, you've left the gravy train, and you're like, what have I done? Or, start a family, or get further in your job, whatever it is. It's just like you're saying, life hits you, and like as you can see, my daughter walked in, and she's like, "Hey, Dad," just whispering to me. It's just like, oh yeah. It's like, oh yeah. It's like, yeah, 3-year-old. Yeah, it's like time goes on. But yeah, for sure, man.
But in this like graphic that Nerd Girl like put up, it's like very like eye opening, especially for me because like I'm in those like upper demographics of this game.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I still love this game and I'm still gonna keep playing it, even though like I'll doomsay all I want like on this podcast like every Tuesday now for an hour or whatever. I'll like keep doomsaying it for a time, but I'm gonna keep buying a box every set. I'm still gonna open collector boosters of fucking Bloom Girls so I can, like be happy with my cat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, this is the greatest game on the planet. It's like you will never get bored of it because there's always something there.
Yeah. It's the gathering part, right? Like
exactly.
It's
in the name.
What I mean to be completely like transparent to like I've played other games. No other games have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday events. Like that just doesn't happen. Like the Pokemon TCG, they play once a week, and it's not really that played like once a week. It's more of a collector's like thing, right? The craze of Pokemon is the collectors, not the play. But like Magic, there's a Tuesday draft going up the street. There's also Tuesday Legacy that have 20 plus people there. It's like, what other games do that? It's just not a thing. Like, and there's Commander going on Wednesday nights, Saturday or Sunday nights, like Friday nights, like at Friday nights, freaking everywhere. And then there's Standard, Modern, like all these things are firing, and they all have these small communities. And it's like, if you were to look at any other game, like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Flesh, dude, I don't even is Flesh and Blood even have a
like anything? Period. Like now anything that has like multiple like communities that get together like that. You can't even find like book clubs like that anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, like, and we're not even talking about the people that just play at home with their, with the kitchen table games. Like, it just the game is so massive. It's hard to explain that to people.
That's like when people ask, like I'll mention going to tournaments a lot, like because I have like coworkers that play. But then like I'll mention like, oh yeah, this Saturday I'm going to a friend's to play like Commander, and they're like, what do you do? And I was like, well, you remember like in old TV shows when they show like people having their poker night? I was like, that's basically what we do for Commander night.
Yeah, it's honestly
eat junk food, like
hang out,
a
drink a
couple
little,
beers,
and
whatever. Yeah, like just play Magic and just chill and talk shit. That's what we do. And it's fun.
When I like describe it to like a layperson who doesn't really know Magic the Gathering, I always just say I'm gonna go play cards.
Yep, exactly.
That's a good way to put it too.
Night.
It's no different than like you and your friends getting together, surrounding at 64.
Yep.
Bottom two alternate out, right? And it's like playing a GoldenEye all night. It's the same thing.
Except if you want to keep up with your friend, you have to spend hundreds of dollars on a deck in order to build.
That's gone. That's gone.
Like I 100%.
I feel like the proxy barrier is
over. That's gone.
We also our players we do a good job of like policing like the power level.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to get to CDH, right? Once you get to CDH, you're like, okay, we've maxed out our power. It's like, this is bad. Like, we just want to, like, reel everything back. That's what you want to do. Bring it all back. So, which, yeah. All right.
That was a really good conversation we just had, and I want to thank MTG Nerd Girl for that.
Hey.
That was a really good post.
It is. It's amazing. It's eye opening. And there are people that if you read that post, there are people fighting tooth and nail for like, no, it's still. It's like no, it is what it is. Accept it, and move on.
Right, right. You have to like, be logical and not emotional, and let the logic, drive those emotions naturally.
Yeah, this isn't
What if
saying
I want to be
like how we
mad
just
all
did.
the time?
yeah. This isn't saying that Magic the Gathering is bad. It's saying it's not. It's like not set up to be an esport like League of Legends and all these other things that have like super teams and play in arenas, which they do play like technically in
I don't
arenas.
know why they thought it would ever be that anyway. Like, I don't know where they thought that would happen. That was 100%. They saw the numbers and the money, and they're like, we could do that. That's 100%.
Well, it's like League of Legends, like we have Logitech and all these like all these endorsements and all these things, right? Like when you watch a league tournament, I haven't watched Worlds in like over 10 years, but when you watch League of Legends Worlds, it's crammed with like Ryzen like computer parts. It's like Jesus, fucking everything.
It's so boring to watch.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you got to be into it. Again, it's like anything. Like trying. It's like people that don't like tell somebody from a different country to come watch American football.
People love watching golf. I can't watch golf, man.
Dude, I have a whole subsection of friend groups that like a friend group that loves golf, and they invite me. I'm like, I hate golf because everybody lies and cheats the entire time. This is stupid.
Oh, 100%.
It's the worst. And they watch it. They go to WM Open. I'm like, oh my god. They're like, this is the greatest. I'm like, this is the worst. Like
Honestly,
this is
that's how I feel about baseball.
golf. I'm gonna say this: golf, bowling are the same sport. If you do not have, I will say that they're events. If you do not have an opposition, it's not a sport. A sport requires an opposition, meaning someone's trying to prevent you from doing something. Whereas that is not true in golf. It's you versus yourself, which is like, you might as well play that fistful of quarters. You might as well play Donkey Kong and be the highest world record in Donkey Kong. It's the same achievement. Nobody's stopping you. It's when you have to play against somebody else. It's like a mental game of chess, if you will. Just tit for tat.
I actually went bowling this last Sunday for the first time in like years.
Yeah.
What'd you bowl?
Forgot how I bowled a 114.
Nice.
Hey, you broke 100.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
A couple spares.
I forgot how much I like bowling.
Yeah.
Like
Very easy.
Hey, my buddy like that I used to work with. Like, I should tell him to listen to this episode of the podcast now. My buddy who like I used to work with like organizes like a bowling for singles like group, and he organizes the whole thing. If you're interested.
Bowling's good. I was going there's a place near my house that there was like $2 games every Sunday, so we were going with like as a family every weekend, and then
see, it's so much fun.
it is. And
Although the group I went with is from work and they're all like sub 25.
Oof.
And I brought up midnight bowling and they had no idea what I was talking about.
Like back in
It's
my
like, you
day,
missed out.
they used to put
Wow.
lights
Yeah,
on.
So much fun.
I'm glad that like everyone else I took my dog out to the bar to like meet like people for like my Bonnaroo like group like
Yeah.
or whatever. And like I'm glad that like everyone goes to bed at like 11 o'clock now. Everyone's fucking asleep.
It feels so good to wake up
Yeah.
not at 2 p.m.
Everybody's tapping out like at 10 o'clock because there are severe
Right.
consequences to not getting a good amount of sleep.
I don't know how I managed to, but at cons I still stay up until like 2 a.m.
Dude, I go to bed at midnight and I wake up at 4 a.m. like every day.
Hopefully that doesn't catch up with you. Hopefully you're just one of there's a few sub amount of people in the world that can
I
do that.
100% have that gene.
Yeah.
I have to have. My dad has it too. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
All right. Moving on to the man list, which if you haven't heard,
Oh, yeah, we forgot. I forgot. We gotta talk about the band list. Yeah.
yeah, the BNR announcement was here on Monday. And I guess we'll talk about the big one, which we all knew, Underworld Breach, right?
Patrol is such a stupid band.
Yeah, we'll walk into that one, but Underworld Breach, that was obvious, and the only thing that I'll say about it is we all knew this was going to be a ban for 3 weeks, and I made a video about how scheduled bans suck, because the format was dead for 3 weeks. Nobody could play it because whatever you were playing was invalidated, because if you knew you weren't playing the best deck, and if you were going to go to a tournament, you have to bring that deck because it was just so head and shoulders above everybody else. So, and we just, people that are content creators for Modern and people that play Modern on a weekly basis, suffered from it. And then, yeah, that stinks. And I'm glad it's gone. I'm glad they didn't ban Mox Opal. Did you know Underworld Breach is banned in Modern, Pioneer, and Legacy?
Yes.
Like, dude, the card's absurd. It's better than Yawgmoth's. Like, and I'm not gonna debate that with anybody ever. Call me what you want. It's so much better than Yawgmoth's. It's disgusting. But yeah. There's not really much to say there other than I think the top 3 decks are going to be Boros,
You know why
Blackwood,
it's not better than Yawgmoth's
because it's not restricted. I don't know.
because it can't be because it can be reprinted.
Oh, sure, fair enough. Okay, I was like weird, but I think the 3 decks that are going to arise from it are going to be Black White, which is the Death and Taxes, Boros Aggro, and then maybe Eldrazi. I don't know. I guess there's a new Ugin coming out, so people will get excited about that. Dimir, and then Amulet Titan, which I think Amulet Titan. You've said this before, Josh, too, where the deck is probably tier 0, but it's so
Every time.
complicated. It keeps it low numbers because people that try to pilot the deck just can't.
Right. It's like Ollie is like the only person who can do it, and that's it.
Yeah, and even then, like it's a like his main format isn't Modern, so he has to like relearn things. He's got to come back and talk to his like community about Modern when he plays in a Modern tournament. He struggles on that. He's like, all right, guys, what's good? So he's like, he doesn't have 100 reps with the newest iteration. He's got 6, So
That deck is so good.
it is. It's one of those decks that's just
And
it
I've
stays
been
forever.
saying it for years,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
No one listens to me.
Yeah, you're right. It's just it's because of the skill curve, if you will. Like let's say if I were to pick up Amulet Titan today, and I would play for like a week straight, I would still not probably be comfortable playing.
People
yeah.
look at the list and they're like, "What the fuck is Celeria West in here for?"
Well, I mean that one's obvious. It's more or less like, what do I do in this exact situation? Because I get blown out. Like I don't know what sideboard cards are going to blow me out, so I'll just walk into Force of Vigor, and I'm like, oh, I'm dead. Like I can't win now. Whereas like the good players are like, if so and so has Force of Vigor, like I need to take this route, and if he doesn't, it's all of that next level thinking. I mean, the deck has gotten easier because they've just printed more and more cards that have made it better. A Boreal Grazer, Spelunking, which is like such a funny card, but it's just Amulet number 2. But yeah, it's fascinating in that sense.
Wait,
Where's this
hold up.
saga?
Murktide is back.
Probably not. I would assume Murktide is not back.
Murktide never left. The card, like Blue Red, will never leave because that deck is just always good.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't seen a
Oh,
blue
this
red
is
list in
this
top
is the
8 in
traditional
a
as Blue
long
Red. Like,
time.
oh, this is Josh playing. This is Josh showing up with Blue Red.
It's the same deck. It hasn't really. I guess you have to get 4
Spell
period
Snare.
hands. Yeah.
It's like this is the deck I have. This is what I'm gonna play. This is
Yeah.
what this guy said.
Yeah.
Took second place.
Yeah. It wins. Like, it has counterspell.
Ugh, that art's terrible.
7th edition one. What? That's a good one.
It's white border.
Because it's not foil.
Tethys, that's
The foil
wait,
one
which one?
is super expensive, but I think it's like $150 or some shit. It's like junk.
No, this is.
Which
the
one's
hell is
Tethys?
this? Oh, Kethis is the legendary guy that like brings back legendary spells.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is junk.
Yeah.
this is just the old what's that Pioneer combo deck, but modern.
This is just like a birthing cloud without.
Yeah, it is because they got the Mox Ambry.
Yeah. All this is they removed Underworld Bridge and they inserted Kethis.
Yep.
That's all they did. They're like, all right, we gotta find a
So
new
for
color.
One more mana.
Yeah. All right, and much harder because you have to
Yeah.
increase the amount of legendaries you play, which just I can't believe this card's playable. I laugh every time I see this card.
Card's so amazing.
Yeah, it gets you. It's obnoxious. No. All right. So back to the ban list. The big ban that probably JB will love more. Sowing Mycospawn is banned, and then Troll of Khazad-dûm.
Why was
This is
selling
stupid.
Michael Spawn banned?
Eldrazi was taking over
They
the
were
format.
afraid that it was gonna, destroy it once they banned
Why did they
a
hate
card
land
from
destruction
Blue Black.
so much?
It's the Eldrazi deck was just like I liked it existing.
It's so much fun.
I liked it existing because I played Nadu, and Nadu just like goes, I'm gonna put 7 lands and play instant speed. Good luck. Like, and your deck doesn't do well with 3/4 flyers. So hopefully you get there. But yeah. So obviously this is like another Modern Horizons 3 super push deck, right? But Sowing Mycospawn made it so you would turn 1 Chalice on one, and then turn 2 you'd start popping their lands consistently, and then or sorry, turn 2 and turn 3 you would start doing that, and then basically locking people out because you're hitting them with Sowing Michael Spawn, so you hit their lands. You have Devourer of Destiny, which you're casting consistently to eat up all their other stuff, and then the cards like Ayahuasca and Eldrazi Temple, and Ancient Tomb, which are just lands that cheat all those cards in way faster. So you were just slamming things on people. Really some strange cards in here, but if you haven't played against this deck in Legacy, it's a headache.
I haven't played against it. I've played it.
Yeah. There were decks that were like legit. I don't know if this were legit main decking consigned to memory, just because there's other applications for consigned, but still, it's a motherfucker. That's all I can say about it. It's when you're playing like a fair deck, if you will. Like, I want to play Beans and I want to play Learn. It's again those things are just not good. You just can't play those cards because if your deck needs more than 2 lands to be successful, this deck will completely beat you up. And with Sowing Michael Small being banned, I don't know where the deck. I don't know if it still exists or where it goes. So
Yeah,
not sure.
it seems pretty rough. The interesting thing of all this to me is that we'll see how well the ban of the troll does for blue-black. Because, I mean, reading your guys' comments, it makes sense in that the Wasteland decks can get away with playing Wasteland and keeping risky hands because they can just go get any land from their deck at any point in time.
17 lands with 3 Wastelands in there, and they were still, like, always perfect mana.
Never missing.
Yeah.
Never missing.
Yeah. So that's really relevant.
It's also it's a more than decent reanimator target on top of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a built-in way to put itself in the graveyard. So I understand this band.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny that people are trying to play the red one in.
Dude, the elephant's so good. The elephant.
No.
You give something
Compared to this,
+2/+0 and trample.
This thing is like 1,000 times better.
Like,
well, obviously.
Well,
that's what I'm
you
saying.
can't
It's like
play
it's
it
not
now.
a good card. That is not a good card. This is a good card. That is not a good card.
like this deck was like good against what's it called? I'm blanking on Blood Moon, because you're just like, yeah, I'll just troll and go get a basic swamp. Like, God damn it, he has access to all spells again. Like, this is stupid. And you know, once they have one swamp, they can entomb and then just reanimate the next turn, and you are just straight up dead. You're like, oh, nice, stupid 2/2. I have Archon of Cruelty. Does Mono Red have anything to beat this? No. All right, goodbye. Yeah, so I wonder, like, this deck still will be a shell, right? And they might just go all to a temple list, which is what I'm showing here on the screen, which is Tamiyo's, Orcish Bowmasters, Belfastrix, Brazen Borrower, and like Murktides, and even I guess Kaito Secret, versus them being like, oh, we're a tempo deck on top of also being a reanimator deck. You're like, oh, like this is kind of crazy. And then yeah, so 4 Brazen Borrower, man, this is a list for Josh. That was your card for a minute.
Oh yeah, that still is my card.
Yeah, that card's great.
I love this list actually.
Yeah. So it's hard to say where it's gonna go. Some people are claiming that Nadu should have got the ban because of like Cephalid Breakfast is pretty good, and then other Nadu things are really good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with Nadu's.
Still 0.6%.
And still, is this the list that you play, JB?
Which
Right here?
land still?
Yeah.
Yeah, click it. Click it.
Shark still.
I don't think it was that one because I think it needed whatever one
got
didn't
one
need
Jace.
Tameo. This one is not it.
Oh, dude, come
It was the
on.
one that didn't need Tameo because I didn't have any Tameo, so I said, all right, we're going for a different list. I think it's the third one.
No,
No,
it's
check
gotta
the
be.
it's got to be the top one.
It's
then.
gotta be Shark still, boy. Yeah.
No, this ain't it.
It doesn't have
That doesn't
Tamios.
have Tamiyo.
The one that I had was it had
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
it's crazy.
This is a great list.
Yeah, it had 2 Snapcasters in it. It was great. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, this is a great deck. Yeah, let's look. It's gotta be that, like
I
over the
love
last
it.
2 months. There we go. It's gotta be this
Maybe
guy.
it's blue-white, yeah.
No.
No,
Whatever. I don't know.
somewhere in here.
There
Nope,
you go. Oh,
definitely not.
Did you just make one up?
I
did.
did.
Grab
Here
it.
it
this
is.
is
Here
the
it is.
list. This is the list. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I subbed in, so I didn't have 4 standstills in Japanese, so I said, nah, can't do that. So I only had 3, so I played 3, and then I played a Wandering Emperor main.
Yeah.
But dude, playing 4 Spell Pierce's main felt so good. It's unreal.
That's gotta be hilarious. Just smoking people with this card.
So annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It'll be interesting to see where it goes. The Demir number, like the Reanimator, is probably gonna have to be just like straight old school Reanimator, where they actually have to play now Wasteland, and go in that route.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the real call was like everybody wants Entomb Ban, and this is where we always go back to. It's like there's a caliber of card that will not be touched. Brainstorm, Force of Will, Wasteland, Entomb, Days, like the list goes on, right?
Yep.
And it's one of the good old boys where that's not going anywhere. So I think, to be honest, if you're a Legacy, like if you're a lover of Legacy, I think you want it that way too, right? You want to kind of keep things to
That should
exist.
exist.
Yeah, like
I don't know, man. I'm still mad. Days, get it out of here. No,
Oh yeah, Days can go, but
go on.
Days
Talk
doesn't
about-
stop a deck from existing.
I try not to care about Days anymore. I try my hardest.
I just like arguing about it because I know it gets people riled up, and I don't like the card. So
Well, it's 50-50. Well, like, man, a lot has happened since what's it called? Legacy Worlds or Legacy Eternal Weekend, because it looks like Brainstorms are back, baby. Back again, just constantly top 8ing everything. Just 7 blue decks and the one dipshit that didn't bring a blue deck. Just like the way it's supposed to be. just the
put
way
them in
that-
there, right back into the trash. Not playing blue, you're out of here.
We're just like, please, we need to ban Grief. We need to ban Psychic Frog. We need to ban Sewing Michael Spawn. Just ban all the cards and make blue bad. Yeah, so, yeah, that's cool. You know? So, suck it.
Monstrous Rage lives on, guys.
Oh, yeah, dude, no standard-
Monstrous Rage
no.
lives on.
Yeah. I like where they went there.
But there is another ban period. It's like a week or two after the new set comes out, where they have the option to ban things in standard.
Sure.
That was part of like the thing. Like it's like 2 weeks after a new set releases in standard, they have a chance to like post, "Hey, we're doing a ban."
I wonder if that's like purely, it's like, hey, we made a new set for standard. No one's playing the new standard cards. We
Yeah.
got to ban some cards so people go buy this crap. Like,
That and like just if the format doesn't change at all, like you don't want a set to come out and everyone's like, well, I'm still just gonna play a domain with like no new cards. Like you want the format to like ever be evolving. It is standard,
yeah,
not eternal.
yeah, it's fair.
To a degree, you don't want it to like flip on their head.
No, agreed, but like
I
it
get what
being
you're
still
saying.
like the best card, like obviously you're going to have to kick it to the curb.
Okay, I just need to see what this looks like. How often did this
Standard
change?
John.
Yeah, so it kept all the same. Well, I guess it got Grave Titan. This deck stayed like identical till the end. The only card that it
also
added that was
wasn't the
crazy,
only
yeah.
top tier deck though. That's what I'm getting at. Like
Yeah,
if standard,
there's two.
there was 3.
It was pretty strong. for a long
I know you so badly want to say red was, but
No, Boros, dude. Boros.
not even Boros.
Landfall was a real deck.
it was well, once it got snuffed out, it was gone. Everybody was like Jun shouldn't be playing Burst Lightning, but they played Burst Lightning because of the Boros decks. You're like, oh, okay, we got to have another instant speedway to pop them. But yeah,
you had this. You had 5 color existed at this time too. There was
not during Zendikar, because that all rotated out with the Vivid Lands.
No, the Unearth
yeah.
deck existed.
Oh,
The
did-
mill,
Oh no, the
self-mill
vivid.
Unearther.
Or yeah, the Vivid Lands for Laura one. Never mind.
Yeah.
But there was also. Didn't the tokens deck exist at this time?
Nope. There was Next Level Naya, which was like a really bad deck. If you look at the list, it's hilarious how that
Wasn't it
deck was
called
played.
Naya Saber.
Yeah, there was Naya Saber, and then there was Next Level Naya, which was the evolution of Naya Saber, and then there was Magical Christmas Land. There was that too, which were all like,
With Lotus Cobra.
oh yeah, yeah, This is my baby. I should just go buy a foil version of this entire deck. It's got to be cheap now.
Probably.
Back then we had a foil version of this deck
Master of the
and a
Wild
non-foil.
Hunt. Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, so it's like this deck stayed stagnant, but this is also in a different time period. So with
Yeah.
Arena having, more games played today than all of 2010 combined.
Yeah.
For standard, So, I guess it's not as daunting, if you have to play against the same deck 400 times in a week, which is absurd to hear, but
Feels
people do.
really bad.
Yeah, you go like, okay, I really don't have a way to beat this. Whereas there's a lot of like delusion in this era where people thought like, there was a lot of decks, and I romanticize this era because it's when we started. But if you really look at it, the best decks were Jace, Planeswalker decks, and then Bloodbraid was the deck that kept that in check. And as the sets got further, like they used to play when it was just Worldwake, their colony was the win condition, and they were just winning purely with or what's that one for Shroud Turtle that landfalls switches his power and toughness. They were playing that. And then when they went to Rise of Eldrazi, Jund didn't get anything new. They got Wall of Omens, and that completely changed the matchup where they like the balance started to tip the other way. And then M11 came out, and then the whole swath of Titans came out, and then also Blue White got Gideon Jura and all that. So like people didn't see it. Yeah.
Jund did get something. They got 2 cards from Rise. There was the green 2-mana ramp spell that made a spawn token.
That was for I don't think they played that.
At least again, this was back before like I was really using the internet to look at results. This was like based on local.
Sure, somebody might have been playing Nest Invader. I will give you that.
Well, like I was seeing a lot of Nest Invader, and then I was also
Growth
because
Spasm.
we were playing Broodmate Dragon. I was seeing the Black
Are you
Red
arguing about a
Sarkhan.
deck from 15 years ago? Not do this.
Jeff is misremembering what happened.
Can we
this
just
time
not
around.
do this?
Yes, you are. This deck played 12 tap lands. No shot that it was playing a fucking nesting. No, it was Future Leech N2. But yeah. Anyways. If you like go back and look at this, and I'm sure if you would have put this into like, they should run this in Arena and see what the best deck is. Like, hey, this is legal for Arena. Find out what the best deck is, guys. And I'm sure it'll be just blue white plus, and it would be like 10x way better than all the other decks. Just I think people couldn't afford Jaces either. There were a lot of people running around FNMs with 2-1 Jaces, and just that was the thing too.
Now
but anyway.
2-1 Jaces is a choice.
Yeah, it's like don't be banned on this. But
Dude,
yeah,
isn't Jace like $10?
Yeah,
it's cheap. It's
it's really sad.
that's okay. Tarmogoyf's the same. Tarmogoyf's been reduced to it.
Cheap legacy deck
Tarmogoyf.
this week.
The Tarmogoyf token is worth more than a Tarmogoyf.
$5.
I still think they need to put Tarmogoyf in Standard so it can be in Pioneer.
Yeah, why not? It
Could
belongs.
be a good card.
Try to push exists in the format. It's fine.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and then I guess we'll close off with some of the hotness for today. This is great.
I love April Fools.
Yeah. The amount of people that fell for it is very funny. So someone's like, I'd buy it. Real talk. The comments of the Nico Bolas Chalupa box.
I love it.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy how many people liked it.
It wasn't even that people liked it, just the
I
comments.
people liked it.
Yeah.
Bolus.
Chupa Bolas box. That's what this should be called. A nacho bola or a nacho burrito bolus. Yeah, it just keeps going. The destruction that would do.
I posted another one. I posted the dessert one too.
Is it the Senate Twist? I guess I didn't see that one yet.
I like the chicken nugget one too.
Yeah, I was digging around with that one. That was a fun one. This one. Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna just
The bolus sauce.
Yeah. What's the bolus?
I don't know where my phone
Sprite Dragon. Just
Yes.
trademark Sprite Dragon. These are pretty good crossovers. If you don't know what we're talking about, the best way to do is just go to our social medias and you'll be able to see us. Just make some.
Scroll up.
I don't think it's on here. Did you just post it?
What? Where'd it go?
I don't think you hit submit.
I deleted it.
No way.
I don't have access to delete
I
or
was gonna
post.
say,
So
there
right
it is,
there,
right
available
there.
after dark.
It's available after dark.
Go
Yeah.
down versus
Hold
don't
on,
forget
hold on.
dessert.
You just missed it. There
Try a
The
bolus.
bolus blast for easy.
Dude.
Dude, I drink that.
Everybody
That
would. This
sugar
is
bomb. Give me
dude.
that sugar bomb.
Yeah, how many reacts are we at?
11.
Enough.
It's all about the timing. If you get it on the like,
Right.
yeah, we've talked about this. But yeah, it's if you
100% is about
yeah.
timing. It's
You-
like
you
in the
gotta-
morning. You have to do it in the morning.
well, people are taking their
like,
morning
9
shit at work.
Yep.
That's if you want things to be.
I did it. That was like right when I got off of work or whatever. I was like getting ready to hop in the shower.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, bans are good. Keep banning. Unban some stuff, please.
Yeah, for sure.
Memes are great.
Yeah.
Stop making them so hard to get, please. Come on, give us the counter spell like it
I
should
mean,
have been.
This should be a thing, right?
This is the way it should be. This is the way it should be.
Only a couple random people get the coolest
Right,
counter spell.
100%. That's the way it should be.
I like
Like
it.
you can have a normal. It's not any different than a normal kind of
The best
spell.
part is
You-
you
Yes,
bu-
it is.
No. The
It's
best part
of
is
the flavor.
no. The best part is you bought it.
We've talked about
on
this.
you. You
No,
can
no,
spend,
no,
you
no,
can
no,
spend
no.
the $2,000
Everybody wants
to get it or
that
whatever.
one.
Dude, it's cool to get a little secret in your little secret lair, you know, a little treat. You know, when I opened up one of those
Little
petitioners,
kiss on
I
the
was like,
cheek,
oh
you know,
shit,
like,
this is
here we go.
awesome. Yeah, I was like, when I opened up one of those
This is the way it's supposed to be.
yeah, it's like you bought it because you wanted these 5 cards, and then the bonus card is just like, hey, sometimes you
It'd
hit.
be cool.
Yeah, like
Alright.
But then I'm mad when I don't hit enough.
yeah.
That's on you.
Why is
That's
me?
on you.
Scruffle.
We forgot to ask this, but what do you think the extra card in the Deadpool one is going to be?
I don't know, man. I'm not smart enough.
I think
don't
it's going to
know
be
that
Armageddon. I want it to be.
I think they already
Armageddon.
did that with they already kind of did that with the Blasphemous Act. Him with the Infinity Gauntlet. Like, what are you gonna retool that art?
No,
What would you do with the Armageddon?
Just
I don't know,
have
but it needs to be
have
Armageddon. It needs to
actually
be
the
more Armageddons.
Have to actually be the Armageddon movie theater poster or whatever.
I do think it's going to be his katanas, and I think it should be something funny, like how they did with Cap's shield was actually a sword. His katana should be like a shield.
Oh sure.
I think it's gonna be a soul ring and it's gonna be called Prison Wallet.
Yeah, that's the coolest.
That would be amazing.
That would be intense. I gotta think on it, but I think where I'm
It's
going.
gonna. I feel
yeah.
like it's gonna be a Wolverine Deadpool
It's
card.
gonna be a chimichanga thing or something,
It could just be a
a
food
food
token.
token.
Yeah,
right?
we'll see. It's
No. 95% get the food token.
I got-
5%
I got it.
get
I got it.
the prison
No.
law. Yeah.
It's unmasked, where you just see Deadpool's ugly face.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
not
that
bad.
would be good. That would be good.
Yeah, Wizards. I'm here. I'm here, dude. Just
Unmask hasn't been reprinted, has it?
it probably has a
Maybe.
couple.
It was in something
Yeah.
recently.
Why'd you bring up exchange of words?
We were talking
What's
about
that
it.
secret layer?
Yeah, it was reprint-
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Why not make it just Deadpool's ugly face? Just unmask, just
Sure.
the dripping
It's a good card.
yeah. Wouldn't break a format. If you need it to be more commander based, I don't know. Like you could do Sword of Feast and Famine. That seems lame. And I don't think they really want to like Wizards has been pretty good about not showing off like guns, right?
Yeah.
Like he's got a flamethrower, which is like not a gun, but it's damn near close, right? Like
What are you talking about? They had an entire set about guns.
there's no gun. They're all like space lasers. Like they're not guns. They specifically don't like the idea of like a
All
revolver.
like hand crossbows on your arm that shoot magic.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, like Thunder Junction. But yeah, all
You
right.
can't have guns, but they put crystal meth in a set
They sure did. Halo. Yeah,
and encouraged their local stores to make fake crystal meth.
yeah. That was
That was a wild time.
man. They blew
Yeah, I
that.
like that.
Well, people were like, hold on, and they were like, all right, we
You
gotta
want me
roll
to
this
put
back
rock candy
fast.
out?
Yeah, like all the like here, they all have like this weird like laser. Nobody has like an actual gun. Like, there's no revolvers. Let's put it that way. So I can't imagine them showing off Deadpool's pistols. You know, like everybody's got. I'm just looking at art right now from Thunder Junction, and I don't see like a single pistol. It's like this crap, whatever you want to call that, which is, substitute for a GUN. All right, man. Josh, get us out of here.
My orchid bloomed recently in the last 5 days.
Oh, nice.
Which I thought was like probably it was, like made me really happy, because like orchids aren't like very easy to bloom or grow for that matter.
Yeah.
So I guess for my Tuesday is go plant something and watch it grow. It'll make you happy.
Oh yeah. Dude.
And
Yeah,
that's it.
change a
Have a
life,
nice
baby.
right. Our Earth Day's coming up. Have a nice Tuesday, and I'll see.